I'm Jyoti Trivedi. I've been teaching for about 20 years, but I've had the school for about 15 years. I'm from Mauritius. With the background training started when I was back home. I was very young and I started in classical dance doing Kathak and Bharatanatyam. And I came over to England and I continued with my training at the Bhavan Institute, and I had a lot of private teachers as well. My teachers go back as far as Priya Pawar, Pratapji, Pranay Gupta, and I had a private Bharatanatyam dance teacher, Surya, by the name of Surya. She was a very old teacher, but she was very good. I've also trained in Bollywood and Bhangra and folk, Garba and traditional dance and cultural dance as well. So, well, when I first started, it was that we were still in that tradition ways of teaching, like we were teaching classical and traditional dance and obviously cultural. And I was working for a cultural school at that time, and we were not allowed to teach Bollywood. But the headmaster said, I told him, look, these children are bored with this cultural dance and traditional dance, so can I teach them Bollywood? Because they were able to relate to Bollywood films and so on. And he said, we're not allowed to teach Bollywood in the school, but I'll open up a dance studio where you can teach Bollywood. And it was called Bollywood Studio, that's what it was called. And that was like going back over 15 years. And so I started teaching there, but then his school wrapped up, both the cultural and the dance studio wrapped up. And I just carried on teaching from there on. So I wanted to be able to put my students on stage to perform as well as to take part in competitions. We do a lot of other things like film shoot and dance on stage, theatre work, plays, drama. We go abroad a lot to perform. We do quite a lot. We are extremely busy every weekend with shows. You need to have that classical foundation for you to be able to do or teach any style of dancing, not only Bollywood, but there's a lot of, we use all kinds of dance in our Bollywood. Bollywood, the way I see it, is a fusion of every single style of dancing going, be it modern, be it contemporary, be it classical, be it jazz, hip-hop, street. It's all a mixture of all these style of dance that makes Bollywood, including, obviously, the traditional and cultural dance. For example, if you take a cultural dance, which, say, Garba dance, it's very low in energy, but very subtle moves and soft movement and a bit of bending. But with the same style, I would teach the same sort of steps and dance move, but add a bit more energy and vary the movements rather than just a simple bending step. I would put a bend and a turn and maybe possibly add level to it, going down and coming up and so on. So that's how it started changing. A lot of my teachers come from India, so they have to understand our ways of teaching, although they are very professional. I'm just focused on my students. I just want them to achieve. I've had a lot of students from the dance school who've achieved a lot. Already they are working in Bollywood now, and you know, to name a few, Upendra Patel and people like that. So I'm just happy teaching and for my students to achieve. We win a lot of competitions, and that's my challenge and my achievement.
And don't worry about anybody else. Remember, you